The New Puppy by Kathleen Daly. Pictures by Lillian Obligado. Johnny, I'm sorry. Copyright 1959. In the foreword says, many books have been written about the care and training of dogs, but as far as we know, this is the only one that is especially for the very young child with a brand new puppy. We hope that it will be of help to all puppies and children, and incidentally, parents as well. Johnny has a brand new puppy. I will call you Spot, says Johnny, for he knows that all puppies have names. Johnny and Spot are going to be friends and have lots of fun together. Spot is small and he is not very happy. He has just left his 7 brothers and sisters and his mother's safe, warm side. So Johnny pets him gently and talks to him quietly. He doesn't hug or squeeze him or shout or run about. That would frighten Spot. Spot is a puppy, and he isn't big and strong yet. This is the way that Johnny picks up his puppy so the puppy won't get hurt. One hand under Spot's back legs and the other hand under his chest. Poor Spot. It's his first night at his new home and he's frightened. He cries a little bit. Spot wishes that he were back with his 7 brothers and sisters and his safe, warm mother. Johnny puts a warm water bottle under Spot's blanket. He places a ticking clock nearby. Now Spot feels warm, and he hears the friendly tick-tock of the clock. He feels better. He doesn't cry anymore. He falls asleep instead. Johnny's mother shows Johnny how to make Spot's meals. Spot has a special dish all his own and a special place for eating. Spot likes to be left alone when he's eating. When Spot has finished eating, Johnny takes up his dish and cleans it. He leaves a dish of clean water in Spot's special eating place. Spot soon gets to know that it will always be there, full of fresh, clean water to drink. Spot is a baby, and he has lots to learn. Most important lesson is to be clean. Johnny will teach him. It is called housebreaking. He will housebreak his dog. No, says Johnny, and he takes Spot outside. Johnny must put Spot outside or in his litter box right after every meal. Look, Spot has had an accident. In the house. He peed on the floor. Somebody had to clean that up. No, says Johnny when Spot jumps on the chair. The place for a good puppy is on the floor. No is a word that Johnny quickly learns. He knows, by the way, that Johnny says it, that he is not pleased. Learning no is a puppy's first lesson. He hears it often at first. No, says Johnny when Spot jumps up to meet him. Johnny is glad that Spot is pleased to see him, but one day Spot may have muddy paws and jump on somebody's clean dress. So Spot must learn no to all jumping. To stop him, Johnny quickly drops down to where Spot is and says hello. When Spot is older, if he still jumps up, Johnny will quickly put a knee up to meet Spot's chest. No, it won't hurt Spot, but Spot won't like it and will soon stop jumping up. No, says Johnny when Spot chews Daddy's good slipper. Johnny whacks him not very hard with a rolled-up newspaper. It's the noise that gets to him. Never with his hand. A hand is for petting. Spot chews because he wants to have good strong teeth, so Johnny gives him a toy of his own. And Daddy tries to remember to put his shoes where Spot can't find them. "No," says Johnny when Spot keeps on barking. Spot barks because he's a puppy and he likes to make noise. Spot barks because he thinks he is looking after Johnny by scaring people away. But the neighbors don't like noisy puppies, so "no," says Johnny, when he has let Spot bark a few times. Soon Spot is old enough to learn some more lessons. Johnny puts a leash around Spot's neck and he lets Spot drag the leash around for a while. A whole day so that the puppy can get used to it. Then the lesson begins. "Come," says Johnny. Come is a new word for Spot. He decides to sit down and think about it. "Come," says Johnny. He doesn't try to drag the puppy. Instead, he pulls quickly on the leash when he says come. When at last Spot comes, Johnny pets his head and says, "Good dog," in a very pleased voice. Spot has learned no and come and sit. Oh, I'm sorry. Now he is ready to learn another new word, sit, says Johnny, and he pressed down gently on Spot's back. When he takes his hand away, Spot puffs up like a jack-in-the-box, but Johnny keeps saying, "Sit," and he presses down gently. At last, Spot understands. Then, "Good dog, good dog," says Johnny, very pleased. Lessons are hard work for puppies and boys, so Johnny keeps the lessons short. After the lessons, Spot and Johnny romp and play games together. Johnny knows some good games like tug-of-war and throwing sticks for Spot to fetch. Johnny is a good teacher. He uses short, easy phrases and words and always says the same ones. Instead of "Stop it, Spot, you naughty bad puppy," Johnny always says "No" when Spot is being naughty. Instead of "Here, Spot, come here quickly, boy," Johnny always says "Come." And when Spot does what Johnny tells him, Johnny always remembers to say "Good dog" and to let his dog know that he is pleased. Spot wants to please Johnny, but too many lessons are too hard to remember. So Johnny teaches Spot the same lesson over and over and over until Spot can do it easily. "Now that you are such a smart puppy, I shall take you for a walk in the park," says Johnny, but when they get outside, Spot thinks that he's going to take Johnny for a walk. "Heel," says Johnny, and he pulls Spot close and keeps the leash short. When Spot pulls away, you see that? When Spot pulls away, Johnny jerks him back hard and says "Heel." It takes a long time for Spot to learn a new word. To make him feel better, Johnny stops sometimes and says "Sit." Spot knows sit, and he sits nicely. "Good dog," says Johnny, and then they start walking again. "Heel," says Johnny, making the leash short. Soon Spot will learn. When lessons are over, Johnny talks to Spot all the time. Johnny tells his dog everything. Of course, Spot can't understand words, but he likes the sound of Johnny's voice, and he can tell how Johnny is feeling. If Johnny is sad, Spot is sad too. If Johnny is glad, Spot is the happiest puppy in the world because Johnny and Spot are friends. The end. I'm going to read another book about puppies and training. The Little Black Puppy by Charlotte Zolotow, illustrated by Lillian Obligado. So you can see actually that Johnny in the last book Looks like the little boy in this book. This was written in, or copyrighted in 1960. So the illustrator is the same in both books. How wonderful. There once was a little black puppy who belonged to a little boy. The little boy loved the black puppy, and the little black puppy loved the little boy. But the little boy's mother didn't like the puppy, and the little boy's father didn't like the puppy, and the little boy's brother didn't like the puppy, and the little boy's sister didn't like the puppy. In that whole family, only the little boy loved the little black puppy. He wanted the puppy to be there for good. The puppy liked to eat. He ate books and boots and boats and balls. He ate gloves and table legs and rugs and rulers. Oh no, puppy. That dog must be a goat, said the little boy's mother. We must give him away. But the little boy loved the puppy. He is little, said the little boy. He is just a puppy. He will grow up and then he won't eat everything, for he isn't a goat at all. Do you see the picture of the goat on the wall? The little puppy put his nose to a crack in the front door. Eee, he whined. He wanted to go out. That dog must be a mouse, said the little boy's father. We must give him away. But the little boy didn't want to give the puppy away. He's little, said the little boy. He's just a puppy. When he grows up, he will bark. He will stop going ee like a mouse, for he is not a mouse at all. The little puppy liked to dig. He made many holes in the garden. He made holes under the tree. He made holes all over everywhere outdoors. He made holes near the fence. That dog must be a mole, said the little boy's brother. We must give him away. But the little boy didn't want to give the puppy away. He's little, said the little boy. He is just a puppy. When he grows up, he won't dig everywhere. He is not a mole at all. The little puppy liked to run. He almost never walked. He ran up the stairs, he ran down the stairs, and he ran all around the yard in circles. That dog thinks he's a rabbit, said the little boy's sister. We must give him away. But the little boy didn't want to give the puppy away. He's little, said the little boy. He's just a puppy, and when he grows up, he will learn to walk. He is not a rabbit at all. The puppy grew bigger and bigger. He went everywhere with the little boy, and he stopped eating everything. He ate his meals, that's all. See, said the little boy to his mother, he's no goat. The puppy grew bigger and bigger. He learned how to bark and scratch at the door when he wanted to go out. He never went ee anymore. See, said the little boy to his father, he's no mouse. The little puppy grew bigger and bigger. He learned to walk right at the little boy's heels. He walked upstairs. He walked downstairs. He didn't run around the yard in circles. See, said the little boy to his sister, he's no rabbit. The little puppy grew even bigger. He stopped digging holes in the yard. He stopped digging holes by the tree. All he did was bury his bones. See, said the little boy to his brother, he's no mole. Now the puppy could fetch a ball. Now the puppy could sit up and beg. Now the puppy chased cats. The little puppy put his wet cold nose into the little boy's hand and licked him. You see, said the little boy, he isn't a mole or a mouse or a goat or a rabbit. Then what is he? Asked the family. He's a dog, said the little boy. The little boy's family smiled. You are right, they agreed. He is a dog and a very nice one, too. The end. We have dogs. I'm actually writing children's books about dogs. And we did something fun the other day. We took the letters of our most naughty dog's name, Flora, and we wanted to pick out words that described what she's like when she's naughty. So we took her letters and put them across the top of a piece of paper, and then underneath the letter F we wrote food, because Flora really loves food. For L we left. We wrote the word left. O, the word out. R, the word really. A, the word attracts. So it reads, food left out really attracts Flora. We made up another name for our other dog, Tiny. So my children's books that I'm writing are about those dogs and 2 more. And there could be even more after that. So I'm going to go work on that now. It might be fun for you to take the name of your pet or even your own name and write down words that describe the pet or you. Also, you could write a story about a dog as well, or a cat, or a hamster, or a fish, or whatever kind of pet you have, or an imaginary pet, or a stuffed pet that lives on your pillow at night. All right, I hope you enjoyed these 2 stories with Aunt Becky.